was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, through 12 games so far this year, the High Point Rockers have already made quite a bit of team history, and tonight they look to add another new entry into the record books. The Rockers have never swept the Long Island Ducks at home, and with 2 wins in the first 2 games of this midweek series, they have the opportunity to do just that. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you from Truist Point as the Rockers end their 13-game homestand today. And they'll turn it over on the mound to the man who was just named April Pitcher of the Month in Brady Lail. Lail comes into today 1-1, 0.69 the ERA, 13 innings pitched, 8 hits, 15 strikeouts, only 1 walk. The lineup he'll face: Frias, Woodcock, Castillo, Mazzilli, Romero, Travis, DeCarlo, Fields, and Marrero. Lail kicks and fires. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. And we're underway. First pitch right on time, 6:35, as Frias swings, high fly ball deep into right field. Gonzalez going back, now cuts in, makes the catch, and that is the first out of the inning. It is 75 degrees here at Truist Point. Chance of thunderstorms tonight, but for the ball game, we should be good to go. The temperature will drop into the upper 60s by the time we are finished this evening. First pitch, time, and weather brought to you by Grandover Resorts in Greensboro. Live, work, enjoy. Here's Dustin Woodcock hitting at .361, a home run, 5 batted in. And Lail's first pitch, a fastball. There's a strike, and the count 0-1. Again, getting strike 1 for Brady Lail is paramount, and so far he's done it to both hitters to start the game. There's a fastball lined into right. Jay Gonzalez coming in, dives, and he's already on the board with a highlight reel catch. Jay Gonzalez, a nice diving play towards the right field line, and that's the second out of the inning. We'll go ahead and set the Rockers defensively for you. Ben Aklinski in left, Johnny Field in center. Jay Gonzalez you've met twice now in right. Xander Wheel at third, Tyler Ladendorf the shortstop, Michael Russell at second, Jerry Downs at first, and Chris Proctor behind the dish. First pitch here swinging off the bat of former Boston Red Sox Rusney Castillo. Fouls this one off, count 0-1. Castillo 1 for 6 in this series, 1 for 2 yesterday before being lifted. Again, as part of the double hook rule in the Atlantic League. Here comes an 0-1. Lail's fastball sails inside. And it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Lail delivers the 1-1 off speed, swing and a miss. Castillo out in front as Lail finally took something off of it. He's been pounding the hitters with fastballs and then surprised Castillo with the change. Goes back to the fastball. It's a pop-up into shallow right center. Michael Russell going back, fighting the sun, and he will make the catch. for the final out of the inning. So it's a 1-2-3 for Brady Lale, who must not know that the calendar is switched to May because he's picked up exactly where he left off in his last start. We go to the bottom of the first inning scoreless on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Technical Community College offers a great education quality for learning and support. Choose GTCC, choose success. Learn more at www.gtcc.edu today. Now from Ohio, right-handers, Chuck Harkin.
Scott Harkin gets the ball for the Ducks here, trying to avoid a sweep at the hands of the High Point Rockers. Harkin has only faced High Point once. That was last year, and he had quite a bit of success in that game. 6 shutout innings in a 2-0 Ducks win. Harkin comes into today 1-0 record with a 5.0 ERA, 5 runs in 9 innings, 9 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. And again, the Rockers lineup that he'll be facing tonight: Russell Leklinski, Downs, Wheel, Lattimore, Latendorf, Field, Proctor, and Gonzalez. Michael Russell, 1 for 5 yesterday with the triples, got the batting average up over 200, now sitting at 217. Swings first pitch, pops it up into shallow left. The Duck shortstop, Devin Marrero, going back, and he will make the catch for out number 1. We'll go ahead and set the Ducks defensively. L.J. Mazzilli in left field, Rusney Castillo in center, Dustin Woodcock in right, Davidson Romero at third, Devin Marrero at short, Vladimir Frias the second baseman, Sam Travis is the first baseman, and Joe DiCarlo behind the plate. A couple former major leaguers with the Boston Red Sox in this lineup, Rusney Castillo and Sam Travis. Here's Ben Eklinski, who's had a fantastic start to the year, takes a strike. Eklinski 361, 3 home runs and 10 batted in. Here's the 0-1 from Harkin, and Eklinski chases the high fastball. It's count 0-2. Justin Burton behind the plate today. Calvin Baker, the first base umpire. Steve Bartelstein handling second and third. Harkin doesn't use a windup, delivers the 0-2, and Eklinski chases the high fastball. Would have been a ball, but instead it is out number 2. And strikeout number 1 for Scott Harkin. Speaking of Boston Red Sox, here's a guy who spent his professional time as an affiliated ball in the Boston Red Sox organization, Jerry Downs. Didn't play yesterday, was 0 for 4 in the series opener. He'll take a strike. Downs hitting 190, 2 home runs, 5 batted in. Everybody just waiting on him to get going and get locked in. Remember, this was a 300 hitter last year. Just had a slow start here in 2022. He takes outside, and the count 1-1. Harkin comes set, delivers, down swings, ropes this one into right center field. That'll get down and split the outfielders. Downs on his way to second base. And that's a good way to start his offensive evening. It's a 2-out double for Downs. And the Rockers' bottom of the first continues. That'll bring up Xander Wheel. The Rockers today, as they have done for each and every one of the games in this 13-game homestand now today, white pants, white jerseys, Rockers in block letters across the front with a blue trim, blue numbering beneath it, and blue numbering on the back. They're also going again with the blue hats. The Ducks, as they have done each game of this series, the gray pants, it is a orange jersey with the letters LI on the left chest. First pitch to Wheel, misses ball one. There is white numbering on the right side of the jersey, white numbering on the back. It is a black cap with an orange bill. Xander Wheel, 2 for 3 yesterday, 3 for 7 with a home run in this series. He swings and hits this one high in the air to left. Mazzilli going back at the wall. Rockabye baseball. Are you for real, Xander Wheel? What a start to his Rockers career. Home run number 6. It is 2-0 High Point here in the first inning. Xander Wheel chasing Courtney Hawkins. And the home run leaderboard in the Atlantic League, that is his 6th for a guy who reached AAA Rochester in the Minnesota Twins organization. So here's the designated hitter, Quincy Lattimore. Quincy 0 for 5 yesterday. He also, coming into today, had 5 home runs. That's a strike. The count 0-1. That 6th home run from Xander Wheel ties him with Courtney Hawkins, the most in the Atlantic League. That pitch fouled off. And the count 0-2. Unless Javon Walker hit 2 this morning for Southern Maryland, which I don't think he did. Although we're taking a quick look at it. Lattimore fouls that one off, stays alive, 0-2. Nobody did for Southern Maryland. So right now, Courtney Hawkins of the Lexington Legends has a little bit of company at the top of that leaderboard. Fastball way up and in to Quincy Lattimore. He's got to back out of the way of it. It's now a ball and 2 strikes. Well, the Rockers have now scored first in each the 3 games in the first inning. That one hit on the ground toward short. Easy play there for Marrero. Throws on to first in time to retire Lattimore. But the Rockers strike first. The 2-run shot for Xander Wheel. And the Rockers take a 2-0 lead as we head to the second on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Included in these seats is our POW MIA seat, which will always remain unused in memory of those that have not come home. Please rise if you're currently serving or have served in the United States Armed Forces. We thank you for your service and thank you for the wireless for sponsoring the Rockers Royal Honor. If you want to hometown hero in your life, don't begin to sit in our Royal Honor by sliding the High Point Rockers.com.
As we head to the top of the second inning, Brady Lale becomes the 3rd straight Rockers pitcher to have the lead before he goes out for the 2nd time in the ball game. And we know the way Brady Lale has been recently, practically untouchable. He went 6 innings, no earned runs his first start, 7 innings, 1 earned run in his second. And after a first inning in which he only needed 8 pitches. Yes, it's early in the game, but he has set himself up nicely for what could be another deep run into the ball game. First pitch of the second, a curveball that drops in for a strike for L.J. Mazzilli. And the 0-1 down in the turf, count 1-1. LJ, the son of longtime former big leaguer Lee Mazzilli. Big leaguer player and manager. Not at the same time, but high fly ball, right center field. Field and Gonzalez are there. It's Johnny Field, the center fielder, taking it. And that is the first out of the inning and the fourth straight retired by Brady Lale to start this ball game. Here's Davidson Romero. He's seen his batting average drop considerably in this series, down to 286 now, 3 home runs, 9 batted in. Obviously, 286, nothing to sneeze at, but it was up in the neighborhood of 360 when this series started. And yes, that is the magic of early season series where you can see a batting average change 20 or 30 points in a given day. Fastball just inside from Lale, and the count 1-0. Right now, the entire field in shadow. It is a partly cloudy sky here. It looks good up overhead, but there must be some clouds behind us. That pitch a strike, and the count 1-1. Flags mostly limp, slightly out to left center when they do blow a little bit, but for the most part, this has not been a sustained wind like we have seen the last couple of games. The 1-1 fastball from Lale inside, and the count 2-1. All that is to say, coupled with the 75 degrees, it's a nice night here in High Point for baseball. A lot of fans here celebrating Cinco de Mayo tonight. Hoping to celebrate a High Point win by the time they head home as Lale misses just up with the fastball and the count 3-1. Sam Travis in the on-deck circle. He hit a home run yesterday, the former Boston Red Sox first baseman. Here comes the 3-1. Fastball hit on the ground towards short. Ladendorf scoops it up. Should be a routine play, and it is. That's the second out of the inning. And here comes Travis, hitting at .349, 4 home runs, 14 batted in. Talked a little bit, I guess it was yesterday, about how the Long Island Ducks don't really have a lineup that strikes you as being a power-hitting lineup. The only 2 guys that really do that are Romero, who just grounded out, and the man at the plate, Sam Travis, right now. Not to say that some of the other guys can't, but when you think about true Atlantic League power hitters, those 2 are the only 2 that really stand out to you, with maybe L.J. Mazzilli in third. First pitch of the at-bat, a curveball low, and the count 1 ball, no strikes to Travis. Lale goes with the fastball, and Travis drills it deep to left field. It's well foul, but he was waiting on that Lale fastball. The count 1-1. Well, Gastonia won earlier today. We were listening in on the pregame show. They scored 11 runs in the third inning to take down the Revolution, as Lale misses inside with a changeup, 2-1. So the Rockers are 2.5 games out. Check that, 1.5 games out. They can have it back down to 1 with a win tonight. Gastonia, what a start for the Honey Hunters. Now 11-2. As Lale catches the low and away corner, and the count 2-2. Southern Maryland's win today puts the Blue Crabs at 11-1 in the North Division. They're trying to run away with it early. Lale misses outside, change up, and the count goes full. The Ducks still sitting in second place in the North. They're 5-6. They're half a game, or a game and a half rather, ahead of the Barnstormers at 4-8. Here comes the 3-2. Swung on, high fly ball deep into center. Johnny Field racing back and now stops a step in front of the track and makes the catch. So Brady Lale is through 2. And he's retired all 6 that he's faced. And we head to the bottom of the second inning. Rockers lead at 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
On this campus, we are focused on preparing students for the world as it is going to be. Hi, I'm Steve Bosniak, the boss, and I'm proud to be High Point University's Innovator in Residence.
I'm Sid Martin, CEO of the Dallas Mavericks, and I am proud to be High Point University's Sports Executive in Residence.
I'm Mark Randolph, and I'm proud to be the Entrepreneur in Residence at the premier Life Skills University, High Point University.
All right, fans, it's now time for our tire shuffle. Presented by High Point Tire and Automotive. Please turn your attention to the jumbotron and be sure to shout out your answer. Let's hear it for the ABSC.
Bottom of the second inning, Rockers with an early 2-0 advantage over the Long Island Ducks. And for High Point, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 here. That's Ladendorf, Field, and Proctor. Ladendorf had easily his best game since returning from the Chicago Cubs organization at the end of last year. Last night, Ladendorf 4 for 4, 4 extra base hits, including a home run and 3 runs batted in. And a chance to sit down and talk to him a couple of days ago. I'm sorry, Hype the mascot was jumping up and down in front of the window and clearly wanted my attention, so I gave it to him for a moment. First pitch to Ladendorf, up and in, and the count 1-0. Anyways, had a chance to talk to Ladendorf in the pregame interview a couple of days ago as he swings. High fly ball down the left field side. Will it stay fair? It is foul. Had home run distance, and it was high and deep, but it started to hook and ends up just being a long strike. Anyways, what I was saying, had a chance to talk to him for the pregame interview a couple of days ago and asked him about getting back to the major leagues at the end of last year. Again, it had been 6 years since his last major league appearance, and he said the coolest thing as he flies this one into right center field. Woodcock is there, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. The coolest thing was the fact that when he stepped into the right-handed box, he knew, A, it was probably John Lester's last start in the major league, so he would get to face John Lester, and 2, he was acknowledged by Yadier Molina, and he said that was one of the coolest things, to have Yadi wink at him and clearly recognized how long in the effort and trials and tribulations it took for Tyler to get back into a major league batting box, and he said that was the coolest moment that stood out to him. First pitch fastball to Johnny Field, in there for a strike. Field had a good day yesterday, 3 for 5, a home run and 4 batted in. He's got the average up over 200 now at 227. Harkins 0-1, Field swings, pops it up. First base side, it's foul territory, but Travis may have a play on it. He does, and puts away Johnny Field for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Chris Proctor. Well, the Rockers have made good contact against Harkin through the first inning and 2/3. The home run ball hit well. Jerry Downs' double was ripped. Both Lattimore and Ladendorf had a couple of well-hit foul balls, so bodes well for the Rockers' evening. First pitch to Proctor, swings. There's a line drive into left field, tailing away from Mazzilli, and it'll drop for a base hit. A huge turn for Proctor, but he'll head back to first. And it's a 2-out single for the Rockers' backstop. High Point's third hit of the game. That'll bring up Jay Gonzalez now. Gonzalez 2 for 4 yesterday, 3 for 6 on the series, and 353 overall this year. Been very valuable in the bottom of the Rockers lineup. Takes first pitch fastball strike and the count 0-1. Acting almost as a wraparound leadoff man. A guy at the bottom of the lineup who has a lot of the same characteristics as a true leadoff man. He's a good bunter. He gets on base a lot. And so when you get to this part of the lineup, it's like having 2 of them, although he's way in front of that curveball and chased it. Count 0-2. So you have a guy like Gonzalez who can get on base, and then, of course, the reigning Atlantic League batting champion behind him in Michael Russell. Here comes the 0-2, another curveball. That's down in the dirt, count 1-2. Harkin got Gonzalez to chase it the pitch before, so naturally wanted to go with it again, but this time Gonzalez held up. It wasn't even so sure at the beginning of the year that Gonzalez was going to get regular playing time with how crowded the Rockers' outfield was, but releasing Mitchell, trading Miles Williams, it's kind of opened things up for him. That pitch up and away, 2-2. And the fact that Ben Aklinski, although he's listed as an outfielder, but plays literally everywhere. Spent a lot of time in the infield, although he's in the outfield tonight. Fly ball into left. Mazzilli drifting towards the line, but he'll flag it down no problem. And that is the final out of the second. We go to the top of the third now. Rockers still with a 2-0 advantage over the Ducks as they look for a sweep in series number 4. Top of the third coming up next to the Rockers Baseball Network.
It is time for our Smile Cam. Come on, family. Let's see all those beautiful smiles. Smile Cam is brought to you by Dr. Bradley Samuel. You do the great dentist, call Howard 336-883-2316 or visit www.laacdentist.com. Dr. Bradley Samuel, the official dentist.
Lael through the first 2 innings of work. He's only used 22 pitches. Remember, he threw 7 innings on 73 pitches his last time out. So he's certainly making a case to go deep into this ball game. Joe DiCarlo, 1 for 4 with a double yesterday, hitting .405 on the year. One of just 2 players left in the Atlantic League up over the 400 mark. Riley Mahan, .447. Actually, Juan Perez hitting right at 400. First pitch, swing and a miss. That's a sinker that DiCarlo could not make contact with, and the count 0-1. Good Thursday night crowd here at Truist Point. The final game of this homestand. Fastball just missed. Chris Proctor held it for a second, thinking he was going to get a call, but he didn't. Count 1-1. Rockers head up to Pennsylvania this week to take on the York Revolution before returning home to face the Charleston Dirty Birds on Tuesday. Here's a 1-1. That one's a strike at the knees, and the count 1-2. Goes back to the fastball there. Lael's fastball, a lot of sinking action on it. And the Rockers righty delivers. Swung on, hit on the ground towards third. And Xander Wheel bobbles it and now slips. And that'll be a fielding error on Xander Wheel. That's the first base runner of the game for the Ducks. It was an easy routine play, and it almost seemed as if he just lost his footing a little bit there, did Xander Wheel. That'll bring up Daniel Fields now. One of only 2 true left-handed hitters in this lineup, he and Justin Woodcock. Fields, .357, a home run, 4 batted in. See what the Ducks do with their first base runner of the game. Swung on, ripped down the right field side, foul. Count 0-1. Well, the Rockers know they're fortunate to even have Brady Lael in the first place. Obviously, with pitching coach Frank Viola reaching out to Chasen Bradford, who was 7-0 in his major league career. Bradford said, hey, I may be able to get Johnny Barbado. And, of course, Barbado's been here the whole time as that pitch lined into the Ducks' dugout. Everybody's okay. The count 0-2. Hoping Barbado will be joining the team before the end of May. He's been on the injured list since day 1. But Bradford said, hey, I can get Barbado. And Barbado said, hey, I think I can get Brady Lael. So obviously the connections that Frank Viola had through his pitching coach days with the New York Mets He came to play in a big ways. Fields swings and misses over that changeup. Strike 3, that's out number 1. And that'll bring up Devin Marrero. Marrero 1 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. Hitting just .211 though on the season. Rockers came into the day the best defensive club in the Atlantic League. They've been there for almost the majority of the season. First pitch, curveball down, and Marrero did not offer at it. The count 1-0. They came into tonight also with the best fielding percentage at .985, just ahead of the Long Island Ducks by about 8 percentage points or so. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball, that's away, and the count 2-0. Rockers have allowed 37 runs this year, which is the fewest in the Atlantic League. Lale delivers 2-0. Fastball hit on the ground, right back up the middle. Russell's going to go to second for 1. The relay to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play, and that's how you erase an error. Well, through 3 innings of work, Brady Lale has faced the minimum. Only base runner, the error to start the top of the third. We head to the bottom of the third now, and the Rockers lead it 2-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Happy 23rd birthday, Elizabeth. Happy 60th birthday, Charles Schultz. Happy birthday, Elizabeth. Charles.
The Rockers have the top of the lineup here. Michael Russell, Ben Aklinski, Jerry Downs. High Point leads it 2-0 over the Ducks as they are looking to do something that's never been done in team history, and that's sweep Long Island at home. They've swept the Ducks once, but that was up at Fairfield Properties Ballpark on Long Island back in 2019. The all-time series between the two teams does favor the Rockers in terms of win-loss record. The Rockers have won 18 games. The Ducks, managed by former big leaguer Wally Backman, it was won 15 as Michael Russell chases this one down, and they count 0-1. 2/3. Duncan and Hayes both won, so Rockers bullpen in fairly good shape, but if Lale could do what Nicolino did a couple of days ago, which was go 7 innings, Rockers could go Dull and Bradford in the 8th and 9th if necessary, or if it's not that close, maybe go a different direction, but not have to use more guys than necessary as Aklinski swings opposite field, fly ball right field, and the catch made by Woodcock, and that's the second out of the inning. Brings up Jerry Downs, 1 for 1 today, a double into right center. He's got the average up over 200, currently sitting at 209. Last year set a Rockers record with 81 runs batted in the season. Big looping curveball from Harkin. That's strike 1. Down standing back in the box as Harkin delivers. Fastball low, and the count is 1-1. The 1-1 spiked and gets away from DiCarlo, now rolls back to the plate. 2 balls and a strike. when Harkin was spiking a couple in his warm-ups between innings, it had been with the curveball. That was, looks like maybe a fastball there. So there's the high fastball. Downs fouls it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jerry fouls that one straight back, and you kind of get the feeling, based on the double and the swings on a couple of these pitches, he's close to getting that timing down. There's the looping curveball, and Downs loops it into right field. There's a base list. First the 1-2, swung on, hit on the ground, and that's going to get through for a base hit. A sliding attempt from Jerry Downs. The ball goes under his glove, and there's the first hit of the game for Vladimir Frias and the Long Island Ducks here at the top of the 4th inning. Going back to the Rockers injured list, Giovanni Alfonso, Johnny Barbado, Cooper Casad, Austin Glorious, Joe Johnson, Logan Morrison, and Neil Uscali. There's some hope some of those guys will be able to come off before too long. That pitch down in the dirt, and the count 1-0 to Dustin Woodcock. Right now, no runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Ducks. It is 2 runs on 4 hits and an error for High Point. Leo's fastball swung on, lined into right center field. This one could be trouble. Long run for Gonzalez, can't make the play. Johnny Field's able to cut it off, and Vladimir Frias had to hold up, so he'll only get to third. It is a double for Woodcock, and 2 guys aboard here for the Ducks in the top of the 4th inning. Tying run stands at second. I'm going to bring up Rusney Castillo. 3 hitless innings to start the day for Lael, and now all of a sudden, back-to-back hits for Long Island. Rusney Castillo hitting at 289. Rockers not so much worried about Frias over there at first, so the infield stays in their normal positioning. First pitch hit on the ground, third base side, Xander Wheel not able to make the play, knocked it down, but there will be no throw. The bases are loaded. We'll see how that gets scored. That may be Xander Wheel's second error of the game, as he tried to backhand it. What ended up kind of being an in-between hop there. The hitter is L.J. Mazzilli. Again, still waiting to see the scoring on that. But I believe it'll be Xander Wheel's second error of the game. Here's L.J. Mazzilli swinging first pitch, chops this one. Wheel makes a sliding stop there. His only play is to first, and they get Mazzilli for the out. But coming in and scoring is Vladimir Frias, and the Ducks are on the board. It's 2-1. Woodcock heads over to third on the play. Castillo to second. And yes, that other play was the Rusney Castillo ball was an error on Xander Wheel. So it brings up Davidson Romero. Romero bounced out to short his first time up. Fastball down low, and the count 1-0. Tying run stands at third, 1 out, top of the 4th. Lael delivers, swing and a miss. Good pitch there. And the count 1-1. Davidson Romero hitting at 279. As promised, taking a look around the Atlantic League, Gastonia and York earlier on today at 11 o'clock start time. Here comes the 1-1. Slider away, 2-1. Gastonia trails 3-0 up until the 3rd inning. And then they bust the doors open. 11 runs in the 3rd. Jack Reinheimer, 2 home runs. Gastonia wins it. Final score 12-7. Jerry Keel, the winning pitcher. As that one fouled off from Romero, 2-2. Austin nicely falls to 0-3. The ERA just under 16. Not a good start for Nicely this year. Also at 11 o'clock today, the Lancaster Barnstormers and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs doing battle in Waldorf, Maryland today. And a throwing error in the bottom of the 10th inning allowed the Blue Crabs to walk it off 6-5, your final. Southern Maryland improves to 11-1. Fastball low here to Romero, and the count goes full. So with 2 early games today, that leaves 2 other ones in progress right now. Lexington leading Staten Island after 3 innings. Score 3-0 there. Thomas Dormany continues an impressive return to the Atlantic League. 3 shutout innings so far. As the 3-2 from Lael is low, ball 4, and that'll load the bases for Sam Travis. All the guys to load the bases for Travis, probably the last one you want to see come up here. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Charleston and Kentucky are square at 2. Riley Mahan, another double today. He's improved the batting average to .449. As Frank Viola goes out to talk to Brady Lael now. Max Povsey the start for Kentucky. Kid Sheets getting the start for Charleston. Rockers saw Sheets in relief when the Dirty Birds were here last weekend. He gets the start today, which conceivably, if that's the direction Billy Horn wants to go there with Charleston, the Rockers would see him in a starting role next week when Charleston returns to High Point. It will be the first team that the Rockers play twice this year. In fact, the first half is skewed very heavily with Charleston games. The second half is skewed heavily with Gastonia games. Meeting on the mound is over. Again, bases are loaded. Top of the 4th inning, High Point with a 2-1 lead. And Sam Travis, who leads the Ducks in home runs, is the batter. And he'll take outside ball 1. Nowhere to put Travis here. This is perhaps the biggest offensive threat for the Ducks in this entire series. The 1-0 from Lael. Swing and a miss. Looked like a slider there, and the count 1-1. Woodcock at 3rd, Castillo at 2nd, Romero is at 1st. Here comes the 1-1. Lael holds the set. And here it comes. Swung on and fouled off, and the count 1-2. And Brady was absolutely cruising through the first 3 innings. That last pitch, his 50th. Here comes the 1-2. There's a fastball low. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Rockers have won 8 of their last 9, including a sweep of the Barnstormers. They've already won the series, which puts them 3-0-1 at a series record this year. Swing and a miss. Travis chased the slider high. And that's the second out of the inning. Any runs that score from this point on will be unearned runs. And that'll bring up Joe DiCarlo, who reached on an error his first time. Lael set, first pitch of the at-bat to DiCarlo. Fastball low, and the count 1-0. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 4th, High Point has 5, 6, and 7 coming up. That's Lattimore, Ladendorf, and Field. Here comes the 1-0. Swung on. That's roped into left center field. This should give the Ducks the lead. One run comes in and scores. Here comes Castillo. He will score. Throw comes into second, and they're going to get DiCarlo at second. But 2 runs will come in on what will be an RBI single for DiCarlo. He's thrown out at second for the final out of the inning. But the Ducks take a 3-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Rockers 5, 6, and 7 coming up next on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Okay, fans, tonight's T-shirt talks is brought to you from Carolina Kia. If you need service from your farm, look no further than Carolina Kia. All right, Rockers fans, been hitting you with this T-shirt. Let's put some noise.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Scott Harkin now working with the lead for the Long Island Ducks. Gave up a 2-run home run to Xander Wheel back in the first inning, but has settled in nicely since then. In both the second and third innings, got the first 2 hitters, gave up a base hit, and then proceeded to get the next one. He'll face Lattimore, Ladendorf, and Field here. Rockers, who've not found themselves behind a whole lot this year, will have to come back now, although just 1 run is the deficit and still a lot of baseball to be played. Harkin's first pitch to Lattimore, fastball at the knees, strike 1. Lattimore swings and deep fly ball. It's foul left field side. The count 0-2. Again, a lot of hard contact off of Harkin tonight. Curveball down in the dirt. Good block there by DiCarlo. The count 1-2. Again, if you're new to the Atlantic League this year, part of being the partner league with Major League Baseball, we test out some of the rules that Major League Baseball wants us to look at, and one of them is on any pitch not caught. First off, Lattimore hits a high fly ball into right. Woodcock going towards the line, makes the catch. That's out number 1. Any ball not caught, the batter can elect to forego the rest of his at-bat and run to first base. If he's safe, he's credited with a base hit. We haven't seen it a whole lot here. Most times hitters elect to just stay at the plate and continue their at-bat, but it's put a priority on defensive catching. That pitch a strike. The count 0-1 to Ladendorf. A lot of teams in the offseason went with guys who have reputations for being walls behind the plate. There's a strike and the count 0-2. That's exactly the reason why the Rockers went out and got Chris Proctor in the offseason. He's formed a good tandem with Mike Galino. 0-2. Down in the dirt. Good block from DiCarlo there, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball. Ladendorf hits this one just past the dive of Romero into left field. It's a leadoff base hit for the Rocker shortstop. Kind of got that one in off of the handle a little bit, but he was able to just muscle it past Romero, and the Rockers have the leadoff man aboard, and that is their 5th hit of the ball game. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Ducks. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for High Point. Here comes Johnny Field now. Field hitting .222. Big swing. The high fastball there from Harkin, and the count is 0-1. Not a whole lot of base stealing we've seen in this series. Ducks were successful off of Proctor a couple of times in game one, as Harkin rainbows a throw over to first base. Ladendorf dives back in, but he's back in with ease. Harkin set. Ladendorf runs. That pitch swung on line to short, and that will be an easy double play ball, as Ladendorf was on his way to second, lined to Marrero, and he'll throw to first to complete the double play. Rockers try to get something going by putting a man in motion, but it backfires on them. We head to the fifth inning of play. Ducks lead at 3-2 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Welcome to the happiest place in life. The Miracle Mari on the Bullpen Children's Museum invites you and your family to explore 75,000 square feet of wonder, discovery, and delight. Enjoy 2 floors packed with exciting hands-on exhibits to ignite curiosity and promote learning through play. Get ready to build, make believe, splash, explore, and climb as high as you dare. Opening Saturday, April 30th in downtown Frankfurt. Tickets on sale now at BullpenChildren'sMuseum.org.
Top of the fifth inning. Brady Lale looking to bounce back after giving up 3 runs in the fourth, although a lot of that was not of his making. Currently what we're seeing is that all 3 runs are being earned. I've got one of them being earned. We'll check on that again as we get a little further on into this game. Try to get some confirmation for you, but I've got only the first run of those 3 being an earned run. 8, 9, and 1 coming up here. That'll be Fields, Marrero, and back to the top in Vladimir Frias. Brady Lale through his 4 innings of work so far, 54 pitches. He'll be facing a left-handed hitter in Fields, the righty in Marrero, the switch hitter Frias, so he'll be batting from the left side, and then a left-hander in Woodcock if anybody gets on. Fastball, strike 1, good start for Lale here in the fifth. After he struck out 9 against the Barnstormers in his last start, check that, against Charleston in his last start. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Only 2 strikeouts so far tonight for Brady, showing that he can be a contact pitcher or a strikeout pitcher here in the Atlantic League. It's kind of fun to see him mix up his strengths from one start to the next. As that pitch down low, good block from Proctor. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still quite a bit of sunlight here at Truist Point. Lights are on, obviously, but not really needed yet. Swing and a miss, strike 3, the low fastball. Daniel Fields has struck out for the 2nd time in this game. That's the 3rd strikeout for Lale. That'll bring up Devin Marrero, who bounced into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up. First pitch just missing, ball 1. Lale delivers the 1-0. Curveball. That's been the pitch that he's gone to a lot this second time through the lineup. That's a called strike, and they count 1-1. Now it goes back to the fastball. A towering pop-up into shallow center. So high up it's gone out of my view based on the awning up ahead of me, but it's Johnny Field who comes a long way in and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Johnny Field was 2 steps shy of the infield when he made that catch. So we go to the top of the lineup. It's Vladimir Frias, 1 for 2 today with a base hit. One of 3 hits so far surrendered by Brady Lale. And the righty delivers fastball, called strike, and they count 0-1. It looks like he's right back to himself here on the top of the 5th. Pitch number 62, swung on. That's roped into right center field. That'll get down. We'll see if it's able to be cut off by Field. It is. And Frias is going to try for second. Here comes the throw. It's up the line a little bit, or up the base path, rather. And it will be a 2-out double for Vladimir Frias. Tyler Ladendorf tried to slide and knock it down and was successful. But the ball ended up rolling towards first base, and Jerry Downs was there to recover it. So a 2-hit day for Vladimir Frias now, and that'll bring up Dustin Woodcock. So Vladimir Frias just notched his 998th professional hit, actually 999. That's his second hit of the game, so he's 1 hit shy of 1,000 for his pro career. First pitch to Woodcock, a strike at the knees, count 0-1. Not a lot of wind today. The flag's pretty silent out in left center field. If you're going to hit a home run, you're going to have to provide most of the power yourself today. Is that pitch inside 1-1? Saw the one that Xander Wheel hit on, what day was that? Tuesday. I didn't think it had enough to get out, but it just kept carrying. Ball and a strike here, and Lale delivers a slider that catches the inside corner, and they count 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Trying to get out of the 5th inning at under 70 pitches. Looks like probably 6 is all they'll get out of him today. Here's the 1-2. That's down in the dirt. Good block by Proctor, and the count 2-2. You say 6 like it's a disappointment. Frank Viola, when the season started, he said he challenged all of his starting pitchers to give him 6 this year. I think because of how pitch efficient Lale was his first 2 starts, we thought, hey, he could go 7 or 8, but still not a bad outing today. Again, checking on the scoring still from last inning, but I've got 1 of the 3 runs being earned, the other 2 unearned, which means that he's keeping that .69 ERA. It's not elevated too much worse than that. That one fouled off. Rockers need to win to keep pace with Gastonia in the South Division. Gastonia won earlier today. High Point got a game back yesterday from 2 back to 1. Swung on and fouled off at the plate. Proctor saying he caught it. And that's the... Well, now they're going to say no, that he didn't catch it. Chris Proctor was trying to sell catching that on a foul tip, which would have been the final out of the inning, but looked like the third base umpire who's standing over at second, Steve Bartelstein, overruled that one and said it hit the turf. So good acting job by Proctor, but unfortunately for the Rockers, doesn't pay off. Here comes another 2-2. Frias goes, and that one fouled off of Proctor's head. The count stays 2-2, and Frias has to go back to first. Or back to second, rather. All right, so yes, the one earned run for Lael, that was Vladimir Frias. Woodcock and Castillo both unearned runs. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He blew the fastball by him. Strike 3 for Brady Lael. Strikeout number 4. And he puts up a 0 in the 5th inning. We're halfway home. Rockers trail it 3-2 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Please take a moment to look at the video board if you recognize all of our viewers. 2022 Football Finals.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Rockers trailing the Ducks 3-2 in the finale of a 13-game homestand to kick off the 132-game slate that is the 2022 Atlantic League season. Speaking of 132 games, all the High Point Rockers games will be broadcast on MixLR this year, as well as the home games on YouTube. And the Rockers are looking for broadcast partners. If you or your business is interested in becoming a broadcast partner of the High Point Rockers, email us at info@highpointrockers.com to find out how. Chris Proctor leading things off here in the bottom of the inning, bottom of the 5th. It's Proctor, Gonzalez, and Russell. First pitch missed for a ball, so too does the second, now just down and away rather, and low. And the count 2-0 to Proctor. Proctor a base hit to left his first time up. Harkin's fastball also missing away there, 3-0. Be very surprised to see Proctor swing here. Couple guys in this lineup you do give the green light to, but Proctor, who's a defense first catcher, should take. He does, and the count 3-1 as that's a called strike. Harkin delivers 3-1, and that's up and away, ball 4. The Rockers have the leadoff man aboard here in the 5th inning. Rockers bullpen quiet, so Lael will be coming back out for the 6th. Here's Jay Gonzalez. Gonzalez, who's 0 for 1 today, but he's putting together good start to his year. A 6-game hitting streak, a 9-game on base streak, and he bunts that one foul. And the count 0-1. Really unheralded at the bottom of the Rockers lineup. You talk a lot about some of the big bats at the top, the former big leaguers, Johnny Field, and obviously Logan Morrison, who's on the injured list right now, but Jay Gonzalez has put together a good start to his year. That one fouled off, and the count 0-2. Proctor a short lead off of first. Here comes an 0-2 to Gonzalez. Chases the high fastball, but spoils it foul. Out of play, third base side, stays alive. Scott Harkin's pitch count today, as we take a look at it. Fastball outside, 1-2. That was his 66th pitch of the evening. After that 2-run home run to Xander Wheel in the first inning, he's settled in nicely. Check over to first base on Proctor. He's back in safely. Well, after today's game, the Rockers go from 66 home games at the beginning of this homestand to 53. As Gonzalez swings down the left field line, it's hooking foul. It has home run distance, but it, again, curls foul. The count remains 1-2. How many times have we said that today? It has home run distance but goes foul. Next pitch will be number 6 of this at-bat. And Harkin delivers fastball low and inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. We've seen a lot of Rockers hitters really battling with Harkin tonight. The 10-pitch at-bat, I believe, to Ladendorf earlier. This will be number 7 of this at-bat now to Gonzalez. The big looping curve, and Gonzalez chops it foul, third base side. Talked about how the sun was out a little bit ago. It may go down before this at-bat comes to a close. Harkin delivers a 2-2, the curveball. Gonzalez chops it weakly towards third base. It'll be a tough play for Romero, who barehands it and does not throw. It's an infield base hit for Jay Gonzalez. The speedster finally wins the battle, and the Rockers have 2 aboard with nobody out here in the top or the bottom of the 5th inning, rather, as we go to the top of the lineup. Michael Russell 0 for 2. 12-game on-base streak on the line. Corners playing about even with the bags. Middle infield has come in a little bit here, interestingly enough, with runners on second and third. Russell takes a curveball strike, and they count 0-1. Jamie Keefe, not a manager who uses the sacrifice bunt a whole lot. Last year only used it 3 or 4 times, once so far this year. Here comes the 0-1 to Russell fastball, and here's a high chopper towards third. Romero will throw to first. He looked at second. His only play was to first and gets Russell by maybe a half step. So Russell now 0 for 3. That's the first out of the inning, but the Rockers do advance both base runners. So Proctor is at third as the tying run. Gonzalez is at second as the go-ahead run. And here comes Ben Aklinski, who's 0 for 2. The high fastball has been Aklinski's kryptonite tonight. And Harkin's first pitch goes with the looping curve. That's in there for a strike, and they count 0-1. That curveball from Scott Harkin, quite a change of pace. There's one down in the dirt. Good block from DiCarlo. It's now a ball and a strike. We'll get you an exact number on that curveball here in just a moment. Fastball swung on, popped up, shallow center. In fact, it's not even going to leave the infield as Frias went back on it, now comes back in and makes the catch. That's the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Jerry Downs. He's got a 2 for 2 day, but this would, without question, be the biggest at-bat of Downs' day. And after a kind of a slow build-up to Jerry beginning his at-bat, now Joe DiCarlo goes out to talk. So the curveball from Harkin is checking in the neighborhood of 65 miles an hour. The fastball at 88, so quite a difference. By comparison, Brady Lale hitting the gun at 90-91 with the changeup sitting at 85. Here comes the first pitch to Downs. There's the 65-mile-an-hour curve. It's outside. And the count 1-0. And now Harkin steps off. A little bit of cat and mouse going on between the Rocker first baseman and the Ducks hurler. 2 runners in scoring position for High Point. They were 6 for 12 with runners in scoring position last night. That fastball sails on Harkin 2-0. Rockers, before last night, had scored 3 runs in each of the previous 2 games. Only 2 so far tonight. The curveball drops in, and it's 2-1 now to Jerry Downs. Rockers have been well out in front of Harkin's curveball when they've swung at it today. Worked out for Jay Gonzalez, though, was able to beat it out for that base hit. There's a fastball away, and Jerry Downs now well up and ahead in the count, 3-1. High Point has not scored since the first. Here comes the 3-1. Easy take in the dirt, ball 4. So Jerry Downs walks. That'll load the bases, and that is the second walk this inning for Harkin. And that'll bring up Xander Wheel, 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. A couple of players stretching in the bullpen for Long Island here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch count for Harkin starting to climb. He's up at 80. None of the Duck starters really go more than 5 innings so far this year as Wheel, a healthy hack at the curveball, but only succeeds in fouling it off. Proctor at third, Gonzalez at second, and Downs is at first. Fastball, there's a strike. Xander now down in the count, 0-2. Although Xander's been the home run king for the Rockers early this year, the team would take just a base hit here, should easily score 2 with the speed of Gonzalez at second. Harkin set, here comes an 0-2. Curveball in the dirt, good block from DiCarlo, and the count 1-2 now. Harkin set. Here comes another 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. After the slow stuff, he beats Xander Wheel with the fastball, and the Rockers leave the bases loaded in the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th. Ducks lead it by a score of 3-2 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 6th inning, Ducks with a 3-2 lead. This is the first time all series that the Rockers have trailed, because they've scored in the first inning of each of these 3 games, except tonight, the only time they've coughed up that lead. Brady Lale back out. He'll face 3, 4, and 5. Rusney Castillo, LJ Mazzilli, and Davidson Romero. Castillo 0 for 2 today, reached on an error in the 4th and would come around and score. Brady Lale at 71 pitches. Harkin at 84, although nobody is throwing in the Ducks bullpen right now, so potentially we're starting to get to that point where starters are about stretched out to in-season form. I talked to Jamie Keefe a couple of days ago. First off, Castillo swings, lines at center field. Johnny Field comes in and makes the sliding catch. Johnny Field with a highlight reel catch every other day adds to it. Although I've got to say, if we're being fair, I think Jay Gonzalez's catch in the first inning beats that one out. If we have to pick one, I'm going to take Jay Gonzalez. But a great play there by the Rockers center fielder. That's the first out of the 6th. Brings up LJ Mazzilli, 0 for 2 with an RBI ground out. Fastball strike at the knees. But anyways, I was talking to Jamie Keefe a couple of days ago, and he said he thought there were another rotation or 2 through the rotation before the pitchers would get to where he described as their midseason form. This one popped up into left field. It's going to go foul, but will there be a play for Aklinski? Yes, makes the catch. 2 steps into foul territory, and that is the second out of the inning, and what is turning into a quick 6th inning for Brady Lale, who, because of how quick this inning has been, may have just bought himself the 7th. Here's Davidson Romero, 0 for 1 today with a walk. And Lale's first pitch to Romero. In there, a strike at the knees, count 0-1. Well, with 2 outs here and nobody up in the Ducks bullpen, yes, Scott Harkin will be coming back out for the bottom of the 6th inning. There's a fastball that just misses 1-1. Harkin's last outing, he went 5 innings and threw 81 pitches. Here's the 1-1 to Romero. Fastball low, and the count is now 2 balls and a strike. Lale's got a lot of sinking movement on that fastball. Hard to differentiate between some of his harder off speed and just simply the fact that his fastball's got a lot of down on it. Here's the 2-1, swung on, fouled off, and the count 2-2. The Ducks coming into today hitting .296 as a team. That one swung on, hit on the ground toward short. Michael Russell knocks it down. Will he be able to recover in time? Throws to first base. It is not in time. Davidson Romero beats it out for a base hit. Michael Russell knocked it down, and had the ball not gone as far away from him as it did, I think he's got a shot. But it was a great effort to get up, whip around, spin around, throw the ball to first, and he was only about a step behind Davidson Romero on that throw, so a good effort from Michael Russell. But the inning continues here. That'll bring up Sam Travis, who's 0 for 2. Fastball, there's a strike, and the count 0-1. Romero holding close by at first base as Lale delivers the 0-1 fastball. Hit down the third base line, backhanded by Xander Wheel. It's going to be a low throw, and it's off the line. That may be Xander's 3rd error of the game. We'll see how that gets scored. backhanded it, but a good throw to first, I think, gets Travis. Romero heads to second. And it will be Xander Wheel's third error of the game. That'll bring up Joe DiCarlo. Wheel had not made a single error at third base until tonight, and this is his 10th start there. DiCarlo fouls this one off, and the count 0-1. Safe to say, I think the Rockers have probably lost their hold of the top spot in the Atlantic League in terms of fielding percentage. Here comes an 0-1 curveball. Hit in the air to center. See if it stays up long enough for Johnny Field. It does. And he'll make the catch for the final out of the inning. So a couple of base runners for the Ducks. None of them come in to score. And we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. The Rockers still with a one-run deficit to try and overcome. It's 3-2 Ducks on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the sixth, Ducks 3, Rockers 2. Kendrick Fruits here with you from Truist Point, High Point, North Carolina. The finale of a 3-game set, the finale of a 13-game season-opening homestand. Scott Harkin back out on the mound for Long Island. He'll be facing 5, 6, and 7. That's Lattimore, Ladendorf, and Field. And no action in the Ducks bullpen. The Rockers do look like they're getting somebody up, and it is the big lefty Adam Choplik. Rockers have one last opportunity, it looks like, to give Brady Lale his second win, or to put him in line for his second win of the year, as Lattimore takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. But in the last half inning, or in between half innings, rather, the Ducks had some milling about in the bullpen, but it has not progressed past that. A bunch of pitchers standing and doing arm circles out there. They count 1-1 to Lattimore. Here's the big looping curve and doesn't even make it to the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Sky starting to turn a darker blue here at Truist Point. The sun is working its way down. There's the high curveball from Harkin, and that stays inside. DiCarlo, the catcher, can't believe he didn't get the call there. Must have been inside. And they count 3-1. Rockers love to get the leadoff man aboard here. And that's exactly what they'll do, as Harkin misses low with the slider. And Lattimore is aboard. That brings up Tyler Ladendorf, and we'll see if that doesn't get the bullpen up for Long Island. Ladendorf today 1 for 2. This is coming off of the heels of a 4 for 4 game last night. Harkin's first pitch, a fastball that misses inside, and all of a sudden, Scott Harkins lost the strike zone here in the 6th inning. And I do see a Ducks catcher getting in position in their bullpen, so we should see somebody getting up to throw here in any moment now. Ladendorf swings, lines this one into left center field. That should split the outfielders. No, a good job by L.J. Mazzilli to cut it off, but Lattimore will head to third, and the Rockers will have runners at the corners. Ladendorf a 2-hit day after a 4-hit day yesterday, and that'll bring up Johnny Field now. There is a left-hander throwing for the Ducks. Maybe Brady Feigl. We saw Feigl yesterday, or Tuesday rather. We saw the other lefties yesterday. So the tying run at third base is the pitching coach, Rick Tomlin, will come out now and talk to Harkin. Obviously trying to buy a little bit of time for Feigl. At least assuming it's Brady Feigl out there. The other lefties, Bennett Perry, yesterday's starter, so it wouldn't be him. Tyler Webb we haven't seen, so it could potentially be Tyler Webb, although he's more of a closer, so wouldn't expect to see him until later. Could also be Cody Beckman. If for some reason Brady Lael was to come back in for the 7th, although the way that Choplik is throwing right now, I don't think it would happen that way. But if Brady Lael does come back in, he would be sitting at 83 pitches. Harkin has thrown 91. Could also see a scenario where Jamie Keefe takes it pitch by pitch, hitter by hitter at least, for Brady Lael, but he does like to give relievers a clean start to an inning when possible, so most likely I think this will be Choplik in the 7th. Curveball misses up from Harkin in the count 1-0. Rockers really trying to get Brady in line for the win. He and Justin Nicolino, fantastic for the Rockers so far. Jason Manzueta's done a nice job. That pitch low from Harkin, 2-0. And Cooper Casad was very solid up until he found himself on the injured list. Rockers rotation this year, just pick a name. You've gotten very good outings from each of them. Here comes the pitch. There's a called strike to Field. Tying run stands at third. Lattimore is there. Ladendorf at first. Attempted to steal earlier, but ended up being the victim of a line drive out that turned into a double play. That curveball bouncing and a good block from DeCarlo. It's 3-1. Scott Harkin started today probably through 4 of the innings, I would say. Had a very, very impressive ball-strike ratio, but it's kind of started to regress closer to 55% or so the last 2 innings. Field swings, high fly ball into left field. Going back is Mazzilli at the wall. He can only watch. Rockabye baseball. Johnny Field gives the Rockers the lead. It is 5-3. The second straight day featuring a Johnny Field big fly. The Rockers had been so close to teeing off on Harkin today. A lot of long fly balls that had just gone foul. You got the feeling that it was only a matter of time before somebody was able to get him again. And Johnny Field, in the bottom of the 6th inning, does just that. And Wally Backman is heading out to take the ball away from Scott Harkin. They'll go to the bullpen for a left-handed pitcher. So we'll step aside, and we'll let you know who that is when we come back with a new score. The Rockers lead at 5-3 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
This song will be sponsored by Open Wireless.
Well, this has certainly changed the story of this game. A sixth-inning home run from Johnny Field. The Rockers take the lead. And Scott Harkin, who was cruising, after allowing the Xander Wheel home run in the first inning, ran into a little trouble in the sixth, and Johnny Field made him pay. Brady Feigl is, in fact, the new left-handed pitcher for the Ducks. We'll give you his numbers in a moment, but we can go ahead and close the book on Scott Harkin. Harkin, 5 innings, 5 runs, all earned, 8 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks, 2 home runs allowed, and is in line for the loss. Brady Feigl comes into today, no record with an ERA of 0. This will be appearance number 5. No walks, 5 strikeouts, and opponents hitting just 125 against him. So here's Chris Proctor. 1 for 1 today, is also walked. Reached AAA in the Detroit Tigers organization. Has always been billed as a defense-first catcher from Duke University, but the offense has played here in the first 2 weeks. That pitch low, the count 1-0. Proctor hitting .318 right now. Also interesting to note, Adam Choplik is not throwing anymore in the Rockers bullpen. We may, in fact, have Brady Lale out in the 7th. Here comes the 1-0 from Feigl. It's a fastball at the knees, and it's a strike in the count 1-1. Still nobody out in the 6th inning. And Feigl delivers his 1-1. It's a fastball at the knees, and again a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ducks infield playing for a pull from Proctor. The first baseman is hugging the line. This one hit right back up the middle, though. That's a base hit for Proctor. Well, Jamie Keefe said, and he said it at least twice, Proctor and Galino, the 2 catchers, are here for their defense, and any offense they give us is a bonus. Well, at this point, it's a pretty hefty bonus, and as I say that, now Choplik gets back up in the Rockers bullpen. He had sat down for a little bit, but now he's up and ready to go again. Here's Jay Gonzalez. Showing bunt, pulls back, doesn't matter, it's a called strike. Gonzalez today 1 for 2. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Ducks. 5 runs, 9 hits, and 3 errors for High Point tonight. Corners playing in. Gonzalez shows bunt again and bunts it foul. Count 0-2. Rockers continue their string of Northern Division opponents when they head to York this weekend. Game 1 tomorrow, 6:35. Curveball, Gonzalez fouls it off. The count remains 0-2. We will have the Rockers pregame show on MixLR beginning at 6 o'clock. So we count you down to first pitch. Tomorrow's starter, not 100% sure yet. There were rumblings that perhaps Austin Glorious may be coming back maybe at some point in the next week or so, maybe even as soon as this weekend, as Jay Gonzalez swings and misses strike 1, or out number 1 rather, for the strikeout. That'll bring up Michael Russell. Glorious, who started the year as the long man out of the bullpen, but with the injuries to the rotation, first Cassad and now Uscali, he may be pressed into starter service. We'll see how Jamie Keefe and Frank Viola set up the rotation this weekend. Here comes the pitch to Russell, fouls it straight back, and the count 0-1. I think, obviously, the 2 former big leaguers, Brady Lale and Justin Nicolino, have cemented themselves in the top of the rotation as long as they're here. Christian Heimel was talking about it in the pregame show today. That one way outside to Russell, 1-1. Without naming any names, he said, hey, it's no secret that some of our guys are being looked at by big league clubs and their affiliations and saying, hey, we're probably going to take a flyer on one of them. And with the way the pitching has been this year, you have to assume perhaps Brady Lale and Justin Nicolino may be two of the first ones out of here, at least from the pitching side. Russell takes a fastball strike in the count 1-2. Even with the broken jaw last year, was surprised to see Russell not being picked up. Hit .360 last year. In fact, hit better after the broken jaw than he did before it, and he was hitting .340 before. He swings at this one, a pop up into right. Justin Woodcock settles under it, makes the catch. That's out number 2, and Michael Russell may only have one more shot. That actually may have been his last shot, but may only have one more. And trying to extend his on-base streak to begin the year. Remember, he came into today tied with Joe Rosa, reaching base in all 12 games this year. Rosa has already extended his to 13, and Michael Russell 0 for 4 tonight. Wally Backman has gone to the bullpen again. And so we will see the third Duck pitcher of the inning as Brady Feigl has faced his 3. And we'll see who they go to next. We'll get you information on the next pitcher when we come back on the Rockers Baseball Network. Brady Feigl faces 3 hitters, gives up a hit, strikes out 1, and gets a fly out to right field, and he's been replaced by Anderson De Leon. De Leon last year split time as a starter and a reliever for the Long Island Ducks. This year it's all out of the bullpen. 2-1, 8.53 the ERA, and this is appearance number 5. He's a guy that can give the Ducks multiple innings. We'll see if Wally Backman may just ride him to the end here tonight, as long as he's effective enough. Here's Ben Aklinski to lead things off for De Leon's night. Fastball is inside, and the count 1-0. Rockers already have 3 runs in the inning. Feels like forever ago, but Johnny Field did hit a 3-run home run earlier this inning to give the Rockers a 5-3 advantage. That was a couple pitchers ago. Runner goes. The pitch down, or the throw down to second, rather, is in time. Chris Proctor is thrown out trying to steal. And that's it for the Rockers in the third. But again, they do take a 5-3 lead off of the bat of Johnny Field. And we'll see if they go to lefty Adam Choplik here. It looks like they will. Rockers head to the bullpen as we go to the top of the 7th. The Rockers Baseball Network.
Hey, job, Marshall. Not too sure about the big orders. Just to work out.
Top of the 7th inning, it is Adam Choplik, the big 6'9", 295 lefty for the Rockers, to replace Brady Lale, who went 6 innings, 3 runs, 1 of them was earned, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Choplik will be facing 8, 9, and 1. That's Fields, Marrero, and Frias. And there's a right-hander getting up in the bullpen for the Ducks. Anderson De Leon is a multi-inning guy, but get the impression here, maybe not tonight. Daniel Fields 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast how the Rockers have never swept the Ducks at home, and now they are 9 defensive outs away from doing so. But also another interesting note, a win today would give the Rockers 10, which would be the fastest they've ever got to the 10-win mark. First pitch from Choplik, swing and a miss late on the fastball is Fields. In 2019, the inaugural season, it took to game number 18. The Rockers secured their 10th victory with a 10-8 record. 1 swung on and fouled back, and the count quickly 0-2. Last year, it took to game 20. The Rockers kind of limped out of the gate, and they hit their 10-win mark with a 10-10 record. This year, they're 9-3. They could get to 10 wins in 13 games if they can close it out tonight. Choplik delivers, swung on, popped up foul, and it will exit the premises, and the count remains 0-2. Bottom 2 in the lineup hitless for the Ducks tonight. Kind of been the weak spot for Long Island. Fastball just inside. Choplik doesn't get the call, and the count is 1-2. Daniel Fields has been one of the best hitters for the Ducks this year. He was the Atlantic League Championship Series most valuable player back in 2019 as the Ducks defeated the Sugar Land Skeeters. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Strike 3. That is the 3rd strikeout tonight for Fields. And a good start to the night for Choplik. Brings up Devin Marrero now. Marrero is 0 for 2. Bounced into a double play to end the 3rd and flied out to center back in the 5th. Choplik kicks and fires. First pitch fastball. It's in there for a strike. And the count 0-1. You'll hear that a lot. First pitch strike. This is a team that Frank Viola built the pitching staff based on, not solely based on, but a large portion based on your ability to throw first pitch strikes. That pitch outside, 1-1. Without using the automated ball strike system this year, really allows pitchers to work the bottom of the zone a little bit better than they were able to last year. They feel like they're able to get calls in the vicinity of the knees, unlike last year. Choplik's curveball doesn't get over, and the count now 2-1. That pitch swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 2 strikes, rather, excuse me. Top of the lineup, and Vladimir Frias waiting in the on-deck circle. Choplik's 2-2. That's down in the dirt. Good block from Proctor, and the count goes full. Walks have been the one thing to hurt Choplik this year. He has walked 4 in 4 innings. He's got himself into a little bit of trouble, but except for one outing, he's been able to get himself out. Here's the 3-2 fastball, check swing. Ends up in fair territory, but it hit Marrero in the box. And so the count remains 3-2. That one outing of Choplik's came back against the Genomes on the 24th. He walked 3, gave up 2 earned runs. But you look back at the outing before, he had struck out all 3 hitters he faced and had a good outing after that against the Barnstormers as well. That pitch fouled off and the count remains 3-2. With the win tonight, the Rockers would also be the 3rd team in the Atlantic League to hit the double-digit win mark behind Southern Maryland and Gastonia. Strike 3 at the knees. Marrero watches it, doesn't agree with it, dropped his bat in disgust. But Choplik with back-to-back strikeouts to start the top of the 7th. And that'll bring up Vladimir Frias, who is 2 for 3 today with a base hit and a double and a run scored. Choplik's first pitch, fastball, down below the knees, and the count is 1-0. Well, if they're able to keep the Ducks scoreless the rest of the way, the Rockers will have done something very impressive, and that is to keep Long Island's offense to below 10 runs in the series. Frias, a chopper towards short. Ladendorf's going to have to hustle. Here comes the throw. The stretch from Downs is in time, and it's a 1-2-3 top of the 7th for Adam Choplik and company. And it is now stretch time here at Truist Point. The Rockers lead it 5-3 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Their mission is to create those delicious food moments and make everyone feel good. Visit your high-quality dolls today. Now let's join together and sing to the active ball game.
Bottom of the 7th, and when I seemed a little confused that the Ducks may not be going with the long man, Anderson De Leon, forgot the fact that they have 2. They're using the other one now. Here's Joe Iorio here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Anderson De Leon pitches to one batter and retires him, and that ended the Rockers half of the, actually didn't even retire Aklinski necessarily. He got Chris Proctor, who was caught stealing second. So Joe Iorio comes in now. Iorio on the season, 1-0, 1.35 the ERA. This is appearance number 5. And since Ben Aklinski was the batter when Proctor was caught stealing, he gets a clean start here. Iorio's first pitch, the bottom of the 7th, is returned right back up the middle, but caught by the center fielder Rusney Castillo. That's the first out of the inning. Rockers lead it 5-3 rather, in the bottom of the 7th. High Point bullpen active again. It's the setup man Ryan Dull. So probably Dull in the 8th, and Chasen Bradford in the 9th. Here's Jerry Downs. Iorio's first pitch to Downs, a fastball, misses away, 1-0. Downs today, a double, a single, and a walk. Iorio kicks and fires. Fastball down and in. And the count 2-0 to Jerry Downs. Downs up to 227 on the batting average now. Starting to see the on-base percentage creep up there as well. He's not a guy that works a whole lot of walks, at least not historically. Swings at this one, hits it right on the ground to Frias at second, who picks it up on a couple of hops. And the throw to first base in time retires Downs. And there are 2 down in the 7th. Here's Xander Wheel. Wheel today is 1 for 3. Well, the Rockers, when leading after 7, which they will be no matter what happens here in the bottom of the 7th inning, but when High Point is leading after 7, they are 7-0 this year. Wheel swings, and a sharp ground ball to short. Marrero's throw to first in time, and it is a quick 1-2-3 for Joe Iorio in the 7th. We head to the top of the 8th inning. We'll take a look at the Atlantic League scoreboard in just a moment. Rockers on top, 5-3 on the Rockers Baseball Network. As we get to the top of the 8th inning, looking back at important things that have happened today, I was told by our Rockers general manager, Christian Heimel, the only thing worth saying as far as important things that happened today was 118 years ago, Boston pitcher Cy Young tosses the very first perfect game in Major League history for the Boston Americans. I'm going to add 2 other ones to that. Maybe not internationally famous or even nationally famous, but hey, wanted to take a moment to say happy birthday to my grandma today. And also, 3 years ago today, I did my first Rockers game, filled in for the one and only Kevin McMahon. Doubleheader between the Rockers and the Sugarland Skeeters, which they split. Ryan Dole, your new pitcher. Adam Choplik, 1 inning, struck out 2. Dole comes in, no record, 4.50 the ERA, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts in 6 innings of work for Dole. He'll be facing 2, 3, and 4, Woodcock, Castillo, and Mazzilli here in the 8th inning. And looks like there's another reliever up in the bullpen for the Ducks. Another short inning, or short stint rather, for Iorio as this one rolled over to first. And Downs will take it himself, 1 away here in the 8th. Rusney Castillo, 0 for 3 today, reached on an error and would come around and score as part of that 3-run 4th inning for the Ducks. Dole comes set. Big pitch for Ryan Dole, the slider. It's a wipeout slider. Goes with the fastball inside, though, and it's a strike on the inside corner. And the count 0-1 to Castillo. Rusney Castillo hitting at 277 now. There's the slider, misses down and away, 1-1. So time to take that last look around the Atlantic League scoreboard. We mentioned Gastonia with an 11-run 3rd inning. Beats the York Revolution today 12-7. Southern Maryland walks it off against the Barnstormers, 6-5 and 10. This one's a two-hopper to short. Ladendorf, deep throw from the hole in there in time. And that is the second out of the 8th inning, and that'll bring up L.J. Mazzilli. Top of the 7th inning, Lexington thumping Staten Island today 7-2. While Billy Horn and company, the Charleston Dirty Birds, a 6-4 lead over the Genomes as they have reached the bottom of the 6th. First pitch to L.J. Mazzilli is a fastball at the knee, strike one. Ryan Dole really just, much like last year, the one hiccup in his second appearance, and he's been untouchable ever since, just like last year. The 0-1 fastball didn't get the call. And the count 1-1 strike now. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning. There's the slider. And they check with Calvin Baker, but Mazzilli clearly held up. Rockers, the 6-hour trip up to York tomorrow. The Ducks head home, which is a 9-hour trip. They'll take on the Lancaster Barnstormers at home. As a fastball sprayed into right. Gonzalez there towards the line, makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 8th for Ryan Dole. We head to the bottom of the 8th for what the Rockers hope in their final swings. They lead it 5-3 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Well, I have decided that I will stop trying to guess what Wally Backman's game plan is because I have 0 for 3 now on the way Wally was going to use his bullpen today. Iorio done after 1 inning. Retired all 3 hitters he faced. And Wally will go to Sandy Baez now. Baez, the 4th reliever out of the Ducks bullpen today. No record, ERA of 0. This is appearance number 5. Baez, 1 save and 1 opportunity. He's walked 3, struck out 5, and opponents hitting just 154 off of him. He'll face 5, 6, and 7. That's Lattimore, Ladendorf, and Field. Rockers do have the closer, Chasen Bradford, in the bullpen. Bradford will be looking for what would be his 3rd save of the week after going, 9 games without one to start the year. Rockers really didn't need a closer through their first 3 series. Split the opening series 2 games apiece with the Genomes. The curveball to Lattimore, a strike. Then they swept the Barnstormers, took 2 of 3 from Billy Horn and the Dirty Birds, and now 3 defensive outs away from a sweep against the Ducks. There's a strike, the curveball at the knees to Lattimore. He's quickly down in the count, 0-2. Baez gets the sign, and here comes the 0-2. Same pitch. This time Lattimore gets a piece of it and fouls it into the Ducks dugout, and the count is 0-2. That ball was headed towards Wally Backman, who sits in the near corner of the Long Island dugout. And here comes an 0-2. Again, fouled off into the Ducks dugout. Quincy Lattimore. I don't know if somebody made him mad over there or what. Quincy spoiled a couple into the near side of the Ducks dugout down there. Here comes an 0-2. Baez, who works with a windup, one of the few relievers we've seen who will do it, delivers, and Lattimore swings and misses. That's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Tyler Ladendorf now. Ladendorf today, 2 for 3. The average up to 269. A little bit of a resurgence as he takes curveball up and in. Rockers today 2 of 5 with runners in scoring position. They've left 5 aboard. Ducks 1 of 6. And they have stranded 4. Here comes the 1-0. Curveball loops in there for a strike. Pitchers are relying on that slow looper today. We saw Harkin use it for 5-6 innings. 5+ innings, I guess. And now Anderson De Leon employing the same thing. Here's the 1-1. Spikes the fastball down in the turf, and the count 2-1 now. Again, tomorrow night's game, only Rockers broadcast will be on MixLR, free to download. And then just search High Point Rockers Baseball if you want to watch the game tomorrow. Ladendorf skies this one into right. Easy play there for Woodcock. Second out rather of the inning. And that'll bring up Johnny Field. If you want to watch the game tomorrow, the York Revolution will be having their stream. We'll see if we can't get a link put up for you so you're able to watch it if you choose to do so. And for my money, one of the best in the Atlantic League, Darrell Henry, the voice of the Revolution. Here comes the pitch to Field, curveball. That's in there for a strike. Baez has started each hitter he's faced here with the slow curve. And here comes an 0-1. Goes with it again inside. Almost got Johnny's arm. The count 1-1 now. In the top of the ninth, the Ducks will have 5, 6, and 7. That's Romero, Travis, and DiCarlo. 3 really good hitters as they try to come back from this 2-run deficit. Fastball to Field, strike at the knees, and the count is 1-2. Johnny Field today 1 for 3 with a 3-run home run. That is the go-ahead blast up to this point. All of High Point's hits have come on home runs, or all of their runs rather have come on home runs. The 2 from Wheel in the first, and the 3 from Field as he fouls this one off, and the count remains 1-2. Hard throwing lefty in the bullpen for the Ducks. That may be Tyler Webb, who I don't believe we have seen this series. We didn't see him yesterday, didn't see him 2 days ago. Former Major Leaguer Tyler Webb anchoring the back of the Ducks bullpen this year. A 1-2 coming. Curveball way outside. An easy take, and the count 2-2. Just a reminder, the Rockers back home next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday against the Charleston Dirty Birds. Grab your tickets, highpointrockers.com. And here comes a 2-2 to Field. Another slow off-speed pitch that doesn't even make it to the zone, and the count goes full. A lot of the slow stuff today from both Harkin and Baez has missed low. Payoff pitch coming. Curveball, and Field out in front of it, but just able to get a piece. Spoils it foul. With the left-handed hitting Proctor on deck, almost wonder if Webb would come in to face Proctor. Here comes another payoff pitch. Fastball down and away. And Johnny Field is aboard second time tonight. And that will bring up Proctor. And here comes Wally Backman quickly out of the Ducks dugout. And he has, in fact, made the signal for the lefty out of the bullpen. So we will step aside as the fifth Ducks reliever of the game makes his entrance. Rockers still lead it 5-3 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Sandy Baez faces three hitters, strikes out one, walks one, and Wally Backman goes back to the bullpen. And they'll have a left-hander coming in to face the left-handed hitting Chris Proctor. This is Tyler Webb. Tyler Webb has spent parts of 5 seasons in the major leagues, 3-3, 4.97 is ERA. As a big leaguer, came up with the New York Yankees in 2017. Spent the majority of his career professionally with the Cardinals at the major league level. How about 2019? 2-1 with a 3.76 ERA in 65 games. For the Ducks this year, though, Tyler Webb has assumed the closer responsibilities. 0-1, the ERA of 6, 2 saves and 3 chances. No walks, 4 strikeouts, and opponents, though, hitting .467 against him. So here is Chris Proctor. It's actually back-to-back left-handed hitters, Proctor and then Jay Gonzalez. Runner at first base is Johnny Field. There are 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Rockers with a 5-3 advantage. And the first pitch fastball from Webb, a strike. Obviously the Rockers going with closer Chasen Bradford in the top of the 9th inning. Bradford will be looking for save number 3. Runner goes. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball called strike, and the throw goes into center field. Actually, Frias cut it off behind second. Johnny Field is in with a stolen base. Second stolen base for Field. Good play from Vladimir Frias, who was backing up the throw, saving that ball from going into center field. He had backhanded stab at it, saved it right at the back end of the turf. No balls, 2 strikes to Proctor. Webb comes set. Curveball, and a good battle there from Proctor to foul it off, and the count 0-2 still. One of the biggest changes the Rockers, or biggest, maybe not changes, but something they'll have to contend with this weekend as Proctor swings and misses strike 3 to end the inning, is going from turf to grass. And a lot of guys talked about it last year in the early part of the season. Sometimes it was a tough transition when you've been playing on all turf and all of a sudden you have to deal with grass and dirt. We head to the top of the 9th inning. And the Ducks will have to deal with Chasen Bradford, the Rockers closer. High Point leads it by 2, looking to sweep the Ducks at home, which has never been done in team history. Top of the 9th coming up next with the Rockers Baseball Network.
hard to keep you connected and safe, and I think he's looking to get it.
Top 9, Jason Bradford in, looking for save number 3. Ryan Dole, 1 inning. And it was a nice and quick 1, 2, 3. Jason Bradford will be facing 5, 6, and 7. Davidson Romero, Sam Travis, and Joe DiCarlo. Bradford on the year, 1-0, 4.50 the ERA, 2 saves and 2 chances, 1 walk allowed, 5 strikeouts. Davidson Romero, 1 for 2 today, is also walked. Here comes the first pitch, swung on and cued foul towards the Rockers dugout, count 0-1. Well, for all the talk of the Rockers' success, this has been an uncharacteristically slow start for the Ducks. Loss tonight will drop them to 5 and 7 in the season's first 12 games. You don't hardly ever hear of a slow start for the Ducks. Obviously, no reason to hit a panic button 12 games into a 132-game schedule, but just a little bit surprising, that's all. 0-1 fastball up and in to Romero, and they count 1-1. Jason Bradford with the fastball tonight, hitting right about 90 miles an hour. And here comes the 1-1. Swung on, lined into center. It's tailing away from Johnny Field, but with his closing speed, he'll settle under it. And that is the first out of the 9th inning, and that'll bring up Sam Travis, who's 0 for 3. The Rockers this year have not lost when they score more than 5 runs in a game. Travis fouls this one off, count 0-1. High Point's losses against the Genomes, low-scoring affairs. As Travis hits this one on the ground, just under the dive of Xander Wheel at third base, and that'll be a leadoff, or a one-out base hit for Travis, and that'll bring up Joe DiCarlo. Yeah, High Point's 3 losses this year. 2-1 in extra innings, 3-1, and 7-3. Joe DiCarlo, one of the best hitters in the league in terms of batting average at .400. First pitch fouled off, and the count 0-1. Daniel Fields in the on-deck circle has struck out all 3 times tonight. Don't forget, after the game, the Rockers post-game show will wrap up this series. We'll wrap up the homestand and get you all prepped for tomorrow's game against the Revs. Fastball just low, and the count 1-1. It would stand to reason after such a long homestand that there would be a long road trip somewhere in the Rockers' future, but it's interesting the way this schedule works out as that fastball fouled off. The count 1-2. There's really not a lengthy road trip of more than 1 week. There's just a lot of, where this has been 4 series at home, there's a lot of 2 road series followed by a home series, 2 road series followed by a home series. And that's kind of how they make up for this 13-game homestand. The Rockers, again, longest road trip this week. There's a couple 1-weekers, but that's it. The 1-2 swung on, lined into left. Coming in is Aklinski, dives and flags it down. Ben Aklinski, a nice play in left field. And that's the second out of the 9th inning. Looked like that ball was dropping fast, but at the end, so too did Aklinski. He was able to snag it just above the turf for the second out. Here's Daniel Fields, 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. First pitch coming. Fastball, it's a called strike. And they count 0-1. Bradford comes set and delivers the 0-1. Slider low, tried to get Fields to chase, but Fields did not do so. It's a ball and a strike. Not a whole lot of the opening day crowd still here, or the first pitch crowd still here. I'd say maybe 2/3 of them still here. Still very loud. Ready for the Rockers to put the bow on this series. That pitch fouled off, count 1-2, and Fields down to their final strike, and the Rockers 1 strike away from sweeping the Ducks, winning 10 games in their first 13. Here comes the 1-2, fouled off, and Fields stays alive. Once again, the fans standing, cheering, clapping their hands as Chase and Bradford looks in. A long look in from Proctor, now comes set. Bradford kicks and fires, the 1-2, strike 3 looking! And that'll do it. The Rockers close out Duck season in style, bagging 1 Tuesday, 1 Wednesday, and 1 tonight. They sweep the Long Island Ducks for the first time at home in franchise history. They are 10-3, the quickest to 10 wins. And the High Point Rockers continue a red-hot start to the season, and now we'll see if that can't continue on the road. Rockers postgame show coming up next on the Rockers Baseball Network.
And you guys are going into the first home win series on the road. 10-3, you guys are crushing the record right now. What's your mental goal right now for you guys?
We're just going to drive these series. That's all we're trying to do. You can take 2 and 3 of these series, you're in a good spot. Right now,
As we wrap things up tonight, the Rockers take down the Ducks 5-3 your final. They complete the sweep of Long Island, and if there's any such thing in momentum, if you're a believer of such things, it is all standing here on the side of the home team, High Point Rockers. So you look at the numbers tonight, which is where we start. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Ducks. 5 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for High Point. Maybe not the cleanest game, but end of the day, the multi-run home runs got it done for the Rockers. Xander Wheel in the first inning. Well, let's back it up a little bit. How about we start with 1 out in the first inning, top of the first inning. Dustin Woodcock, a little flare out down the right field line. Jay Gonzalez makes a fantastic play to take away what was probably an extra base hit. Then with the runner aboard in the bottom of the first, Xander Wheel goes deep. It is a 2-0 Rockers lead at that point. Fourth inning, Brady Lale runs into a little bit of trouble. A base hit, a double, and then an error brings in a run to score. And then the RBI ground out from L.J. Mazzilli brings in another. It ends up being 3-2 Ducks at that point. We go to the bottom of the sixth. The Rockers get a couple aboard, and Johnny Field crushes one. The Rockers regain the lead 5-3, and they don't give it back up. Ryan Dole and Chasen Bradford and Adam Choplik all get the jobs done in the backsides of the bullpen, and the Rockers again pick up the win. It is their 10th of the year. Brady Lale, the win, improves to 2-1. Lale today, 6 innings. Gave up 3 runs, 1 of them earned, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and walked 1. Scott Harkin, the loss, 5 innings, 5 runs, all earned, 8 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks on the ledger for Harkin. One last look now at the Atlantic League scoreboard report as we wrap things up on this homestand. Again, earlier today, couple morning games. Gastonia takes down the York Revolution 12-7, your final there. Lancaster loses to Southern Maryland on an error, a walk-off error for the Blue Crabs, 6-5, your final in favor of the hometown team. Lexington in the top of the 8th inning, a comfortable 9-2 margin over the Staten Island Ferry Hawks, and then in the top of the 7th, the Genomes and the Dirty Birds, and a tight one in Kentucky. Right now it's the Dirty Birds with a 6-5 lead over Kentucky. Hand out a game ball for today, and I think I'm going to go with the man who had a flair for the dramatic. Johnny Field made a nice catch in the field today, and the 3-run home run in the 6th inning propels the Rockers to their 10th victory of the year, their 2nd sweep in 4 series, their 3rd series win. This is a High Point team that just plain and simply is rolling right now. Now, you look into this weekend with the York Revolution. York struggling from a pitching standpoint. That certainly plays into the favor of High Point as we go into this road trip. For the Rockers, though, again, you just faced a really tough Long Island pitching staff who, honestly, let's just say what it is. The Ducks pitching staff is better than their numbers show right now. They have gotten off to a slow start for them, but the pitching has traditionally been the strong suit. You can still see that it's there for Long Island. It just hasn't all clicked yet. And right now for the Rockers, they had to battle against a team that, although they're 5-7 right now, I think the Ducks will contend in the North Division this year, and the Rockers played probably their first really stiff competition of the season against the Ducks today, and this series. So for High Point, again, you kind of grind it out a little bit tonight, a little bit in the first game. They sandwich an easier, not easier win, but a more comfortable win yesterday, and you get out of this 13-game homestand 10-3. I don't think you can ask for much better. And Jamie Keefe, once we do get a chance to ask him, I'm sure will say exactly that. You could not ask for a better start to the season. Maybe the only thing you could ask for is maybe Gastonia didn't get off to as good a start, and maybe the Rockers would have been in first place. But as it stands, they sit 1 game behind the Honey Hunters heading into the weekend. 13 games in out of the 66-game half for High Point. Well, tomorrow we know or at least we think we know. I was talking to the broadcaster of the York Revolution earlier today, Daryl Henry, and he expected Jorge Martinez to go tomorrow for the Revs. We're thinking maybe there's a chance Austin Glorious comes off the injured list tomorrow to start. Not sure yet whether it'll be him, whether they go with a bullpen game, they sign somebody else. We saw how that worked with Andrew Church yesterday. Not exactly sure, but a lot of options for Jamie Keefe, and by this time tomorrow, we will know, and we will know how that game played out as well. We will be on MixLR tomorrow, as for the rest of the the road series at York as well. Tomorrow night, a 6:35 first pitch. We will be on air at 6 o'clock tomorrow with the Rockers pregame show on MixLR. Again, Brady Lale, the win today, goes to 2-1. Scott Harkin, the loss, falls to 1-1. And that wraps things up not only on tonight, not only on the series, but on this 13-game homestand. It was a big one for the Rockers. They go to 10-3. They sweep the Ducks, and they win it tonight. Final score 5-3. That'll wrap it up for us here from Truist Point in High Point, North Carolina. Thanks to everyone down in the control room, as well as the Rockers media department. I'm Kendrick Fruit saying have a rockin' good night. This has been a presentation of High Point Rockers Baseball on the Rockers Baseball Network.